Recording in progress.
Good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead. Good morning. We were in the chapter time of supply. Value, obviously, we're going to see in some time. Time of supply also we had started. Okay. So time of supply very much closely associated with your section. Which one? 31 for invoice, है ना? So time of supply, बच्चों, in the most of the cases we have seen is also dependent on the date of invoice, है ना बच्चों? Which section we had seen? 12. Tell me. Section number 12 we had seen, na bachcho? Tell me. Now, over there, what did we see? What is time of supply? Again, the event where the tax liability arises. That is the time of supply. The liability, when does it arise? That is your time of supply. You know? Something like we had seen in your accounting, whether it is on accrual basis or cash basis, whichever is earlier at times in income tax. So similarly, when are we liable? When does the tax liability arise? That is the time of supply. For that, we had seen supply of goods and supply of services. We have started with supply of goods. Supply of goods now again on two cases: forward charge mechanism (FCM) or reverse charge mechanism (RCM). Hi Anna, clear till here? For forward charge, supply of goods. Tell me everybody, do we check only two dates? Which two dates? Actual invoice date or invoice issue due date, whichever is earlier. Agree till here? Tell me all of you. Yes, na? Everybody okay till here? Actual invoice date or, okay, Indrajit, fine, or due date, whichever is earlier. Yes, till here? Fine. Do we check over there date of payment? No, we don't check but over there date of payment. Hi Anna, date of payment is irrelevant in case of forward charge mechanism. Okay, everybody? Then we also went into reverse charge mechanism. But reverse charge mechanism for goods, we check date of payment. Even for services, we check date of payment. Okay? So only one exception is what, bachu, where we don't check date of payment is forward charge mechanism, and it is supply of goods. Yes, Chelya? Haan. Then reverse charge mechanism, bachu, supply of goods. Okay? What is the time of supply? What dates we check? Date of receipt of goods. Date when the payment entry is there in the books of accounts. Date when payment is debited from a bank account, and 31st day from the date of invoice from the supplier. Okay till here? Hi Anna. We had seen all of these dates. Whichever is earlier will be the time of supply. Then we went into interesting concept bacho of coupons, or you can say vouchers. That also we had seen, na, vouchers bacho, hai na? Vouchers. Where is it the example? Correct. So vouchers are given. Vouchers are supplied. But what will be the time of supply against that vouchers? If the supply is very much clearly known, what you will get against the item, you will know. You know which item you're going to get against that invoice, against that voucher. Then we say exactly the date of voucher is the time of supply. But you are not sure what all you can get through that voucher. So the date of redemption, that is use of the voucher, will be the time of supply. Clear? Chalo, let's go ahead. All right. And time of supply in residual cases, remaining cases. Ready? If the situation is not covered by any of the above provisions, that is always residual, no? Books of accounts are not available, bank statements are not available, date when the goods are not available, goods have returned, we don't know any of that. Okay, so again, this is a residual case. Okay, everybody? The time of supply is fixed under subsection 5 of 12. Okay, so 12.5 in the following manner. Due date, pay attention. For the filing of periodical return. Now, periodical return can be again monthly or quarterly. Yes? Or in any other case, date on which GST is paid. That will be taken as time of supply. If you're unable to determine, okay, properly, the records are not available, we'll take due date of the tax returns, GST returns, periodical returns, or date when the GST is paid. Fine till here? Date on which period return is required to be filed, and even if return is not required to be filed, then when date on which GST is actually paid. That will be taken as time of supply. Interesting concept now. Pay attention, okay? Pay attention now. Time of supply in case of, pay attention now, enhancement in value. Enhancement means what, bacho? Increase in value. Now, whenever you hear this word value, there will be a chapter बच्चों. Okay, value of supply. Something like we had seen on e-way bill. What is the final figure बच्चों called on the e-way bill? Remember that? That 50,000 criteria बच्चों, you have to see for which value. Consignment value. हाँ या ना, remember or no? So here also taxable supply means what? Value of supply. The amount on which you are going to charge GST. Understood? And so many times, just for the sake of example, so many times बच्चों you might have gone to a restaurant. They charge you regular amount of 5% GST. They also add one figure over there. Service charge. Service charge. Okay? So again, just for the sake of example, or actual food bill, let us say, is 1,000 rupees. Many restaurants charge 5%, 6%, 7.5%, 10% as service charge. Okay, everybody? Service charge. It is not service tax, it is service charge. Yes, Chelia, 100. है कि नहीं? So yeah, bill as such is 1100 and then बच्चों add taxes. So here what is happening? You are not charging tax बच्चों only on this 1,000, your actual supply. Something additional, extra, whatever might be there in your invoice, even on that you are charging the GST. So what is the value of supply in this example? 1100 and not just 1,000. Okay. Service charge is something at times taken as a extra fees from customers, as in a way these days like a compulsory tip. Tip, you understand a tip? Hi, Anna. Okay. All of you? So let's go ahead everybody. So, time of supply in case of increase in value on account of, pay attention, interest or late fee, etc. for delayed payment of consideration. Okay? So, pay attention. What is this story over here? Seller, buyer. Okay? Supply. Let us say rupees 1 lakh. Okay? Plus GST, whatever it is. So, this is my invoice value. And even if there is a credit sale, I have clear cut mention on the invoice, and that is the general practice that payment needs to be done within 60 days. Again, case to case basis. If not done, then pay attention. Interest at the rate of 18% per annum will be applicable from the next day of the due date. Are you getting my point or no, everybody? Now 60 days as it is, bachcho, is your credit period. Now buyer bachcho does not pay within 60 days. But you have already, now please pay attention. Huh? Let me give you an example. Now pay attention. Invoice date bachcho, I am giving example here, July 23 is my invoice date. Is it okay? Not 23rd July, July 2023. Okay. Let us say you had 2 months credit period. Okay. So July also, August also, whatever. And buyer has bachcho not paid. Has not paid July and August, let us say. By September also he has not paid. Now first of all, did the seller bachcho remove his goods? Movement of goods? Yes. Seller has removed his goods bachcho. Has he issued invoice along with the goods? Yes. I am talking of goods only. So the rupees 1 lakh. What is the time of supply bachcho of the rupees 1 lakh? What is the time of supply bachcho of the rupees 1 lakh? July only. Why? Again, section 12, what we followed? Forward charge mechanism. Time of supply is what bachcho? Invoice date or invoice issue due date. Are you getting my point, everybody? When did the seller send the goods to buyer? July. Along with the invoice. Yes or no? So the time of supply for that 1 lakh is July. Akshay, Kushbu, Nitin. Pakka, Nitin, okay or no? So in July you have sent the goods along with the invoice. So time of supply of that rupees 1 lakh is July. Okay. So the seller has already shown that in his own GST returns, GST R1, etc., that I have done the supply, or that supply belongs to July, and he has paid the taxes. Who? Seller. You have to. Every month you show the sales as well as inwards, and accordingly you set off and pay the taxes. Who? Seller. Irrespective you have given it was a cash sales or a credit sales. Is it okay? Invoice amount is how much? 1 lakh. Buyer bacho did not pay for 2 months. The actual invoice amount now. Okay. Let us say bacho he paid in the month of December. Whatever. Okay. Are you okay, everybody? So I'm taking July entire month and August. So from September, let us say September, October, November, December. Okay. September to December, interest will be charged. हाँ या ना? Interest bacho will be charged. Is it okay till here? Who is charging who interest, by the way? The seller is charging buyer interest. Okay, everybody? Huh. So is that not income of the seller? Yes. That is bacho also income of seller or ancillary to the original invoice of 1 lakh. Okay. Again, whatever rate I've given you in this and that, whatever. Let us say that it comes to 3,000 rupees. Okay. Whatever it is. So 3,000 is bacho also income of the seller. So again, GST needs to be levied also on the 3,000. Okay, all of you? Fine, all of you tell me. Fine, the only question is when or what is the time of supply of this amount of 3,000. Okay? Chalega? Now that will be what is simply said or logically correct will be what then? When he actually receives the same. Hai na? The month in which he actually receives that interest amount. Is it okay, everybody? Correct or no? Chalo. Commercially. Now this is in a way your breach of contract and this and that. It is a breach of contract. No? So for that breach of contract, it is allowed. That income is allowed. You had this case also in income tax, by the way. If you are receiving money or you have paid money as a breach of contract, then it is allowed as an expenditure to the payer. So therefore income to the recipient. Okay. You had seen that in, I think, section 37, I think. So the time of supply in case of enhancement in value. So there is increase in value on account of late fee or interest received. Commercially, most of the contract of supply stipulates payment of interest, payment of interest, late fee, penalty, etc. in case of payment of consideration beyond the agreed time period. Such interest, late fee, penalty is includable in the value of supply. Okay, what? Such interest, late fee or penalty. Clear till here? This as it is we have to see in the chapter of value supply. So the point to consider is when the liability arises. Hai na? Clear till here? So one thing is for sure that it is part of your taxable value of supply, but when is it taxable? So 12.6. Prescribed time of supply in case of addition in value of an account of so and so is the date on which the supplier actually receives such additional amount. Logically correct? He is not even sure na whether the buyer will actually pay or not pay. Hai na? Clear? Can you go ahead? Rather, traders sold goods to Sham on 6th June with the condition that interest at the rate of 2% per month will be charged if Sham failed to make payment within 15 days of the delivery of the goods. The delivery bacho was done on 6th June. Okay. Goods were delivered as also the invoice on 6th June. Okay. 6th June, so Sham sales paid the interest for the goods on 6th July, 2% per month. Okay. Along with applicable interest, whatever it is given to us. Okay. Now pay attention. We'll have to break down this invoice now. So even if I'm getting entire amount, understand important now. So if I say our example was what originally 1 lakh, correct? With my inclusive of GST earlier, yes or no? And then let us say 3,000. So total bachua payment I got was what? 1,03,000. I'm getting it in one single payment, no problem about it. But I will break it down. What? This 1 lakh to bachua I had already shown. Time of invoice. Are haan ya na? I'm writing in short only for your understanding. Date or time of invoice. And this 3,000 bachcho, time of receipt. Are haan ya na? It is so easy to make a question on this. Practical question. They discuss the time of supply of these amounts or this transaction. Isn't it? Clear? Star mark. So check. Time of supply for the goods sold is 6th June, the date of invoice. Haan ya na? And the time of supply of addition value bachcho of interest is the date on which it is received, that is 6th July. Clear? Okay or no? Okay. Forward charge we have covered already. Reverse charge also covered. And voucher also we have covered. Okay, so good summary is given on this page. Okay? Good. Entire everything is bachcho covered on this page. Can you go ahead, everybody? Services. Section 13. So 12 was bachcho goods. 13 is services. Okay? I hope you're making a list of all the sections later on. Hai na? I have told you to leave 2 pages and write down all the section numbers, whatever we have in syllabus. Alright? Alright. Time of supply of services. Now in services, again section 31, I want to discuss. For supply of services, what is the date for issue of invoice? Due date. Can you send on or before supply of provision of services? Yes. And what else? What is the due date? Yes, correct, very good. All of you, I hope you remember. Remaining all of you. Akshay, Khushbu, Nitin, Indrajit, whoever are there online. 30 days. Within 30 days of date of provision of service. Provision means providing service. Okay or no? Fine, na? So here, bachcho, now you look at the time of supply of service. Time. Here again, everything is whichever is earlier. Now, will there be movement of goods, bachcho? No. It will be what? Mainly provision of service. That you have to see. Let's write down. So forward charge, reverse charge. Reverse charge example I had given you, let us say for example lawyer services to a business entity or director setting fees, those examples. And supply vouchers that can be used to pay for services like restaurant vouchers, coupons, so you already have. There are this parlors, parlor centers, they also issue invoices or vouchers. Then your game zones, game zones, those vouchers, but your game zones or fun fair. Residual cases, and again same concept all you have to cover over here. Okay, ready? Chalo. So time of supply of service under forward charge. Ready? Service forward charge. Ready? Earlier of. Method A and method B as follows. We'll see that. Date of invoice or date of receipt of payment. Here, bacho, we are going to look at the payment. To the extent the invoice or payment covers the supply of services. I mean, both should match. The quantity of service supplied and the amount supplied. So date of invoice or payment, whichever is earlier. But look at the condition. Important. If the invoice was issued within due date. The invoice was issued within due date. Okay. Obviously, we'll be doing lots of examples. Let us take an example here. Example. Okay. Service provided date, let us say, bacho, is 20th September 23. Okay. Invoice issue date, let us say 10th October 23. Okay. Date of payment, let us say 12th October 23. Anything else you have to check here? What will be the time of supply? Is earlier of. Now check. Date of invoice or payment. हाँ या ना? 12, 10, 23. But why, बच्चों? Because the invoice was issued as per section 31. That is within 30 days. हाँ या ना? Remember or no, everybody? Okay, everybody. If I take the same example here, okay, chalega, same example. I'm making a change here. Or invoice bachcho was issued on 25th October 23. But payment I got. I'm not making the changes by 12th October. That we will see later on. Chalega? Is it okay, everybody? Let me just write down that as a separate example only. Write down this example quickly, everybody.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
Done till here? This is, bachcho, then what? If your invoice was issued within due date. If it is not issued, check now. If the invoice is not issued within due date, okay, then date of providing of service or date of receipt of payment, whichever is earlier, okay. So I'm remaining another example. Service, same date, 20th September 23. Invoice, you can write full, okay, you can write full of it. Invoice, let us take bachcho 25th October 23, okay, and payment received, I'm taking it as 12/10/23, okay. What will be bachcho time of supply? Earlier of, now tell me, now is the invoice. So please, for understand, for forward charge mechanism, first thing you have to ask yourself is the invoice issued within due date? Important. The answer depends whether invoice was issued within due date. This is the first question you should ask for time of supply for service. Clear till here? If yes, then bachcho, invoice or payment. Hai ya na? If invoice is not issued within due date, then service provided or payment, whichever is earlier. Okay? Write down this example. Time of supply. Write down.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
Okay? If both methods are not applicable, then time of supply will be the date. If it is, we are unable to find, okay, any kind of records, cash book or service, your own supplier's books not available, okay, invoice, nothing is available. The time of supply will be the date on which the recipient of service shows receipt in his own books. From supplier side, nothing is available. He is not keeping any records. Everything in cash, no records maintained, everything, anything. So we go to the recipient's books and check when did they receive the service. Are you getting my point or no? Is the supplier a service? Let us say a consultant, engineer, whatever, and he is not keeping any books of account. Nothing. He is showing nothing. Even the receipts are in cash. So we go to the client's place, or you can say recipient's place, and check their books of accounts. When have they received the service? Understood? Done? Your date of payment bachcho will be always, now what, always date of payment means what? Then if not possible, then we always check the due date of return or the date when GST is paid. That will be your time of supply. You know, residual cases. If not possible also, then because for taxability we need to have the point time of supply. That point in time we require time of supply. So your officer on his own guess and on his own estimate can send a demand notice. But as per legally, what will be the time of supply? Then due date of GST return or date of payment of GST. Date of receipt payment always बच्चों book entry or bank credit. Now you are talking of receipt ना, है ना? Date on which payment is recorded in the books or बच्चों date on which payment is credited to the account. This is okay. I'm talking from supplier's point of view. We are going to receive the money. है ना? We are not talking of RCM. In this entire chapter, the same thing is happening. Okay, date of payment or date of receipt. But what will be the case? Date in the books of account or bank entry date, whichever is earlier. Let it be for receipt or let it be for payment. Clear? Okay. This section 31 we have already covered, bacho. 30 days, 45 days. Continuous supply of service. Continuous supply of service, bacho, is what? 3 months, na? Minimum. And again, what is the due date for payment for continuous supply of service? You have to ascertain the due date of payment, na? Isn't it? On the before due date of payment, or before at the time, or before at the time of receive of payment. If the due date is not known, or if it is completed to, if it is linked to an event, then completion of the event. No problem. Fine. Okay. Ready? Mohit Khanna and Sons is a firm of management consultants. Okay. Pay attention now. The firm enters into a contract with Spark Private Limited on 1st September for providing consultancy services. Okay. But provision of service bacho happens on 15th September. Pay attention. That date is important for us. The 1st September is not important. Invoice is issued on 20th September. Is it within due date? So invoice date or payment date, whichever is earlier. हाँ या ना? अरे बच्चों हाँ या ना? Payment is 10th October. Since invoice is issued within that due date, time of supply बच्चों is earlier of 20th, earlier of invoice date or payment date. है ना? Invoice date 20th and payment date 10th October. 20th September and 10th October. So 20th September is the time of supply. Clear till here? Basically, what is the meaning of this 20th September, or basically time of supply is 20th September? Means my liability belongs to September. है ना? My liability बच्चों belongs to September. Clear? If in the above example, invoice is issued on 5th October, when was the service given? Service बच्चों 15th September. अरे हाँ. And invoice 5th October. The time of supply bachcho will be 15 September, being earlier or date of receipt, earlier than date or receipt of payment. They have bachcho had something. Okay, make it 25th October. Okay, there's a wrong example. Okay, change the dates over there. Don't make it 5th October. Otherwise, again, we have issues. Okay, all of you? Make it 25th October. Chalega? Now, therefore, date of provision of service. What, bachcho? 15th September or date of receipt of payment 10th October. हाँ या ना? Clear or no? Make a change over here. So there are lots of these practical questions that are asked, okay? Time of supply as well as value of supply. Chalo, ready? Determine, all the examples are important, no? Determine the time of supply from the following particulars. 6th May, booking of convention hall. This is a good example. Some agreed is total 15,000, but advance is of 3,000. Pay attention, huh? Pay attention first of all. And don't look at the answer. 6th May, only booking is received. Total amount agreed is 15,000, but booking received of 3,000. Received. So 3,000 will be taxable immediately. Okay, I'll tell you why. That also I'll tell you. But see, understand. If it is as per within 30 days, let me write on this invoice. Hi Anna. Then it is earlier of what बच्चों? Invoice date hi Anna or date of payment, yes or no? But same thing, I'm writing service forward charge mechanism. अब बच्चों if invoice is more than or is issued after 30 days, then again it is earlier of. What is changing? Only one figure is बच्चों you are changing. One date is changing. Service provision date. Hi Anna. My second point is same or no? Which one? Write down this. Date of payment. Hi Anna. Date of receipt of payment. So in any case, you issue the invoice in due date or you don't issue the invoice in due date, my date of payment will always be there. That means, okay, so and for service we check date of payment. I told you for forward charge mechanism, goods we don't check payment, but service so we check. That means advance bachcho will be taxable. Advance bachcho will be definitely taxable immediately. Understood or no? Now we don't care now whether invoice was issued within due date or no. So for that 3,000 amount, whichever we will be looking into, that will be chargeable immediately. Write on this for your understanding. There are only two cases possible, no? Invoice issued within due 30 days of service or not issued. Write down.
Recording stopped.
Done?
Recording in progress.
Now understand. This 3,000 bachcho will be taxable immediately on 6th May. Is it okay? My entire amount was done. Na? Huh. My entire amount was 15,000. So now the question remains of 12,000. Is it okay or no? 15 September function held in the convention hall. This is bachcho provision of service. What is the service? Giving the space on the rent. 27th October invoice issued of 15,000 indicating balance as 12,000 payable. No problem. First of all, is the bachcho pay attention? Is the invoice issued within due date? No. Next month it is issued, bachcho. That also after 30 days. Correct, Ilya? So for that, what do we check? Date of provision of service or payment, whichever is earlier. Okay, Ilya? Date of provision of service or date of payment, whichever is earlier. Now, date of payment is always there. So 3,000 was taxable in 6th May. That too we are fixing there only. 3,000 is taxable in the month of May. 12,000 bachcho is taxable when? 15 September, 27th October, 3rd November. 12,000. Invoice is not issued within due date, then bachcho provision of service or payment, whichever is earlier. है ना? So what do we check? Provision of service or payment, whichever is earlier. For 12,000. So 12,000, because 3,000 we have already taxed now. So 12,000 bachcho will be taxable on 15th September. Clear everybody? Understood now all of you? ठीक है? Good. So balance 12,000 bachcho is The time of supply for that is 15 September, which is the date of provision of service. 3000 is 6th May. Since the date of payment is 3000, the date of payment 3000 is earlier than the date of provision of service. Okay, so even for that 3000 बच्चों it says earlier of, है ना, payment or provision of service, ना, same thing, ना. Clear till here? So you just have to tell the story when the invoice should have been issued. Then depending on that, what is the time of supply, and then you compare both the figures, 3000 with the date of service and 12,000 with the date of service. Understood? Okay, na, all of you? Investigation shows that. Look at this again example. This is time pass example. Investigation. Now, what do you mean by investigation? That means obviously, bachcho, the department is raiding the premises. Raid. Hai na? Something is problem. Something is clarity is not there, or the documents are not there. The taxpayer is not genuine. So there is investigation. Shows that ABC and company carried out service of cleaning and repairs of tanks in an apartment complex, for which the apartment owners association, the building, that means the society, showed a payment in cash on 4th April to them against the work of this description. The date of works were not clear from the records of ABC and company. है ना? ABC company have not issued invoice or entered the payment in their books of. Now did you understand? In that case, what do we do, bachcho? Then we bachcho go in the recipient's books of account and check when the service was received. So check. The answer is in the next page. Huh? Correct. The time of supply cannot be determined, है ना? As per part A and part B and all of that. As neither the invoice was issued nor the date of supply of services available. Na? है कि नहीं? Also payment date is, all three are not available. All three of them are not available. Yes, Ilya? Therefore, what will be determined? That is date on which recipient of service shows receipt of service. Okay, in his books of account. When the recipient has received, just like in goods, the recipient received goods. Similarly, here in service, recipient has received the service. When? That will be the date of taxability or time of supply. Okay? Done till here? Excess payment up to 1000. Remember that same thing? Now again, mobile postpaid bills, mobile, it's service only, na. So again, you have paid something extra, or that also happens at times. Yeah, if my bill is 800 or 825 or 899 or whatever, I pay wholesale figure of 1000 rupees. Some amount is then deducted. That happens. Okay. So this, what was the answer for this, bachcho? It is the option of the supplier to take that extra currently itself. That means it is part of the current invoice, or you may take it as a part of the next invoice. If the excess amount is up to rupees 1000. If the excess is 2000 or 1200 or 1100, compulsory bachcho write now only. So check. Compulsory write now. Okay, if it is more. For a payment up to 1000 excess, the supplier can choose to take the date of invoice issued in respect of such excess amount as the time of supply in relation to this excess. Telephone company bachcho receives 5000 as against invoice of 1400. This 200 can be adjusted against next invoice also. The company has the option to take date of next invoice as time of supply in relation to that 200 received. Okay, fine, Delia. So right now you can take it currently or in the next invoice also. Logically, it is better to take in the next invoice, because you're going to adjust it against the next invoice. Okay. Ready? Service, reverse charge. So you have to look at total 4 cases: goods and service, forward charge, reverse charge. Hi, Anna. So GST is payable on reverse charge basis. It will be earlier off. Date of payment. Okay. Now we are talking about your reverse charge basis. Date of payment by recipient to supplier. Or date immediately following the 60 days since issue of invoice by the supplier. Date immediately following 60 days. Which date, bacho, tell me? 59, 60 or 61? That is 61st day, बच्चों. Write down over there. From supplier's invoice date. Write down there. Done. Can we go ahead? If it is not possible, same thing, okay? To find anything like these, any of the parameters, the time of supply batch will be the date of entry of service in the books of account of the recipient of supply. When have they received the supply? If the payment is not clear or supplies invoice is not available, then okay. Import of service also will do in some case, in some time. In case of service received from an associated enterprises, means let us say your branch or something like that. Okay. Located outside India. So it is import of service now. Time of supply will be the date of payment for service or date of entry of the service in the books of recipient, whichever is earlier. Okay. Time of supply बच्चों what? Date of payment or payment. When you say payment means what? Again your debit or books of accounts entry, or बच्चों what? 61st day from the date of supplies invoice, whichever is earlier. All right. Ready? Determine time of supply in the given information. Assume service is being supplied under reverse charge. Okay. The supplier service issues invoice. Don't look at the answer. For service provided. There is a dispute about amount payable and the payment is delayed. And the payment is done on 21st August. Okay, it is RCM. Okay. I'm writing a service RCM. है ना? Earlier of. Remember that? First, बच्चों, let us say I'm writing date of payment. Is it given to you? Yes. 21st August. Is it okay, everybody? Second, 61st day. I'm writing a directly the number. From 4th May. From 4th May. Okay? May बच्चों 31 days -4 तो 27 days बच्चों मे डन. हाँ या ना? मे. जून how many days बच्चों भी रिक्वायर? 61st day ना? हाँ या ना? Tell me. Will you take entire June? Yes. 30. Where have you reached बच्चों cumulative now? 27 and this 57. Yes, still here? And July. So 58, 59, 60, 61. 4th July. 61st day now I'm talking about. Huh? 1 day after expiry of 60 days. So I'm taking 61st day now. Understand? 61st day is 4th July. Write on this also, but if you want, just above that or a sticky note or whatever. So here, but we are going to check 4th July or write down 4th July. So earlier, therefore, what is my time of supply, बच्चों? 4th July. Yes, still here, all of you. Write down this, chalo.
Recording stopped.
बोलो. अच्छा, ओके, कुछ नो प्रॉब्लम. या ऑल द बेस्ट. डन. कैन आई गो अहेड एवरीबॉडी? हो गया. अच्छा, लिख रहे हो, लिखो, राइट डाउन.
Recording in progress.
Done till here? 4th July is the earliest time, okay? Star mark this. Determine the time of supply for the given information. A German company issues email informing its associated company ABC Limited of the cost of technical services provided to it, and the Indian company transfers the amount to German company. So it is import of service from associated enterprises. Hi, Anna. It is what? Earlier of date of payment, or date of entry of service in the books of accounts of the recipient. So date of payment or date of entry. So here they made an entry on 4th May. So July is 2nd. Check. There is no prior entry of the amount in the books of accounts of ABC, 2nd July will be taken as time of supply, being the date. Here they have not given us the details, the date when they have made entry in the books of accounts of receipt of services. That German company issued email. Okay, they are not given entry or the amount in the books of accounts of ABC Limited, being the date of payment in the terms of second provision section 13(3). Check here. Date of entry of service in the books of account or date of payment for the service, and whichever is earlier. I think they want to do same logic is here available. Draw a line over here. They should have done that also. Look at this concept. It is not double this separate. Okay. So associated enterprise, which what? Date of receipt of service, that record in our books of accounts, recipients, or date of payment. Okay. Done. Vouchers, same example, same logic. Date of redemption, if identifiable, or the date of in other cases. So if they are identifiable, then date of issue, if identifiable, otherwise date of redemption. Okay. So if we know what are we supplying, what will be exactly supply against that voucher, then date of issue of the voucher. If we don't know what all can be supplied, then date of use or redemption of the voucher. Done? Let's go ahead. Okay. Best Hospitality Services enters into agreement with Drive Marketing Limited, by which Drive Marketing Limited makes markets best hospital services, hotel rooms, and sells coupons, vouchers, redeemable for a discount against the stay in the hotel. So this is quite clear that voucher is for what purpose. है ना? So as a supply against the voucher is identifiable, the date of issue of the voucher will be the time of supply. है ना? Fine till here? Residual case you were discussing, nothing is available. Even recipient's books are not available. No records are available. Then what do we take? There will be demand from officer. But what will be taken as time of supply? Okay? Because then you have to calculate bachcho interest, etc., interest and all. So date on which periodical return is required to be filed. So due date of GST return, or date on which GST is actually paid through demand or whatever. That will be taken as time of supply. Same thing is the date on which supplier receives such addition. Which one? Interest, late fee, penalty. Okay? Okay, no? Done? Ready? Explain the significance of time of supply, your liability. When does it arise? Okay? How many questions we have? 15. No problem. GST is payable on supply. So time of supply indicates the point in time when the liability of the taxpayer arises. However, it is important to note that the liability, the same can be paid to the government within due date. Again, this what all you are going to explain over here? Nothing much. Okay. So as again time pass, it is all like Bcom answer a little bit. Section 12 and 13 also tells you about time of supply. Time pass. Next one, ready? GST is payable on advance receipt for supply of goods and services taxable under forward charge. Do you agree with this statement? No. For goods, bachcho, not payable but on advance. I'm writing goods forward charge mechanism. Agreed? Not on advance. Service, bachcho, forward charge mechanism. Yes. On advance also. Taxable. That is your time of supply. Yes, till here. You can write down. Okay, this to you. I hope you're understood. If it is goods RCM, then yes, we consider advance payment. And service again same, forward charge mechanism or reverse charge mechanism thing, same thing. So only one exception is what, bachcho? Goods are supplied on forward charge mechanism. That time we ignore completely advance, any advance paid. Hai na bachcho? Or advance received. Let's just say that. Okay? Chalega? Next one. Ready? Nice. Good example. Third one. Ready now, everybody? Chalo. Determine the time of supply. In the following cases, assuming that GST is payable and reverse supply. Okay, is it goods? Goods. So goods reverse charge. What comes to your mind? Goods reverse charge. Is it what? Receipt of goods? Payment means book entry or debit in my account? Or 31st day? Ha ya na? Bolo. First write down the law. Make it a habit. Goods reverse charge mechanism. So earlier after we know goods received date. Date of payment. That also bachcho earlier of. I'm writing like this, okay? Not lower, but means earlier of. Book entry or bank debit. This you are writing just for our understanding and repetitive and clarity. And third, 31st day, don't again add one more day. 31st day of supplier's invoice. Fine. Basically, this calculation you'll have to do 31st day. Remaining are available, na? Or should be available immediately. Write down. As a habit, write down. Done. Check. Date of receipt of goods. चलेगा? Date of payment of goods. Date of payment by the recipient of goods. Date of issue of invoice by supplier. Basically here you have to do plus 31 plus 31st day, है ना? I want बच्चों 31st day. I'm writing here only. So you can write time of supply here actually. ठीक है? As an answer. So you can compare this date, and this date. Understood? So 31st day from June 21. So June only one day. Hi Anna, everybody. And it's July, but exactly then 31st only. No, 30th, na then. Sorry. Hi Anna. 31st date only I want, no? Arey hi Anna. Supplier is invoice is what? 29 June. So how many days of June we get? One day only. I want total 31st a day. So of July I'll take 30 days only, na? So what is the 31st a day? 30th July. Agreed? अरे बोलो हाँ. Let us solve one by one. This is okay, बच्चों? Nitin, okay? For service it is 61st day. Correct, na? Goods, 31st day. Okay? So, look at all the dates. Goods received 1st July. Payment 10th August. And your 31st day is what? 30th July. My time of supply बच्चों is what? July 1. Agreed, no? Then goods received 1st July. Payment done 25th June advance, na? Correct, no? And invoice बच्चों 29th June plus 30th July. बच्चों what? 25th June. हाँ या ना बच्चों? Clear till here? Then 1st July. Part payment made on 30th June. Okay. And balance amount paid on 20th July. Alright. Now pay attention. You'll have to split it. Okay. Split. Earlier of 1st July, 30th June and 30th July. Hi Anna. So there will be two answers. 30th June. Correct everybody? And second answer. 1st July, 20th July and 30th July. So July 1. Yes, Elio? Is it okay everybody? Are you writing with me? Can you go ahead? Now 29 June, do we have repetition? 29 June, I'm writing because I can copy here. Fourth one. The invoice date is बच्चों 1st June. Okay? So I want 31st day here. From here. So June, how many remains? 29 days of June remains. हाँ या ना? कर लिया? But I want 31st. So 2nd July. Is it right? Correct, no? 29 days of June remains. I want 31st. So 1st July, 2nd July. है ना? 2nd July बच्चों will be a 31st day. चलो. What are we looking here? Example 4. This is what receipt of goods. Receipt of goods. This payment, no? Check here. Payment is entered in the books 28th June and debited from recipient's account 30th June. Which date will take? We are going to compare July 5 with 28th June and 2nd July. Hi Anna, everybody, you can underline also whatever we are comparing. So time of supply 28th June. Okay, everybody. Next case, payment is entered in the books on 30th June, but debited bachcho on 26th June. So I'm going to compare now 26th June with goods received date and the 31st day from the invoice date. Yes, Celia. So June, 26th June. Fine, Celia. First August, 10th August, and 30th July. Then last example, but 30th July. Ultimately, there's the answer. 30th July. July 30th. 30. Okay, everybody. Invoice 29 June. Delivery 1st August and payment 10th August. Entire month of July gone now. Done till here? So these were the answers. Did you write the answers, but you tell me? If you have written, you be here only. Let me check, just confirm and you tell me everything is correct or not. Okay, third answer. Tell me, is it right? 1st July. 1st July, 25th July. So 25th June. 30th June for part. And July 1, is it right? All the amounts are correct or not? Akshay, Nitin, Mansi. 28th June, I think, yes, it was correct. 26th June also was correct. And ultimately, I think it was July. Correct. All the dates are correct, but tell me. Okay, na, Akshay? That is your time of supply of goods under RCM. So again, interesting question, or you can say proper question which you can practice. Ready? So time of supply of services. Reverse charge. What do you check? Tell me, bacho. Reverse charge. Is it payment or 61st day? That is only, na? That much only, na? Tell me. Earlier of. Date of payment. So payment bacho also you know earlier of. This is I'm just writing as earlier of. Book entry or debit. Bank debit. Done till here? Or what bacho? 61st day from supplier's invoice. Hi Anna. You also write down, make it a practice to write down the law first. Yeah, write down, no problem. Just confirm once everything is okay or no. Done? Can we go ahead? Chalo. That's why the columns also they made very less. Date of payment by recipient for the supply of services. Date of issue of invoice by supplier, but from there I want 61st day. Is it okay? 61st day बच्चों from this date, from invoice date, 61st. So I'm making a calculation. June, how many days available? 1. July बच्चों entirely 31. हाँ है ना? तो 32 already done. So I'm writing a cumulative is how much? 32. Yes, Celia? August. So I what you want? How many days now? 42, 52, 62. I want what? 29th. Is it right? Tell me. Correct, na? 9 plus 2. Correct. 11 and 3 and 3, 6. 29th August. Yes, Celia? Now wherever there is second 29th June, I am writing there, bachcho. 29th August. Okay? And let us calculate for 1st June also. Again, it will be around 1st or 2nd, whatever, 1st or 2nd your August. Let us check. Ready? Again, June, how many days available? 29, na? Available. This is not 7th June. June, it is 1st June, okay? So, available days of June now, 29. July is entirely 31 available, check. Yes or no? Where did we reach? 60th. हाँ ना? 60th we reached ना बच्चों. 29 and 30. So 30 that you can say 60. 60th we reached. So August I require 1 day. So 1st August. Yes, all of you? Done or no? ठीक है चलो. So it becomes easy for us to calculate now. Earlier of, I'm writing a time of supply and just underline whatever you are comparing. Did a payment by receipt 10th August or 29th August? Okay, just underline whatever you are comparing. So it is 10th August. 10th August, 1st August, 1st August. Part payment made on 30th June. Okay, so it will be again 2 answers. I'll compare 30th June with 29th August. So again 2 answers. 30th June. And second answer, I'll compare 1st September with 29th August, so 29th August. Is it okay, everybody? Then, payment is entered in the books of accounts on 28th June, but debited 30th June. So I'm going to compare 28th June with 1st August, so June 28th June. Vice versa, debited on 26th June, but in the entry 30th June. So it's 26th June. Yes. Okay, Nitin, Akshay, Mansi, all of you guys. है ना? Okay, sure. Just check the answer. I'll go in the answers and you tell me whether if you have written everything like this, writing, okay. So you stay on this page only. Just tell me whether our answers are correct. Tell me. 10th August, 1st August, 30th June, 29th August, 28th June, 26th June. All of it okay? Clearly, yeah? Correct or no? Tell me. Fantastic. Nice. Good. So if your law is correct and lots of practice also happens, then obviously you are on correct path, na bachcho. Hai na? That's why I'm taking almost word by word everything here. Okay, otherwise I would have skipped this or this. You read this and that. You read on your own. So okay, all of you. Kabira speaking. Industries engage in the service of a transporter of roads transport of a consignment on engage the service. Achha, they took the service. Engage the service. I mean, they took the service. Okay, took the service on 17th June and made advance payment for the transport on 17th June. Okay, they took the service also on 17th June, payment also 17th June. However, the consignment could not be sent immediately because of strike in the factory and instead was sent on 20th July. Okay, consignment means goods, no? Invoice was received from the transporter from 22nd, sorry, on 22nd July. First of all, have they given anything about RCM? Just let me check that, okay? Which question is this? Fifth. Because your sequence of chapters and our sequence, we have changed a little bit, no? Yeah, check your goods transport agency. Reverse charge, okay? So the thing is, you may know the law, but now you'll also have to know on which transaction forward charge or for which transaction reverse charge. We are yet to complete a chapter, that's why that's okay. Right now we are referring to wherever RCM is there or not there. Okay. So if RCM is there on service, then what? There's just two dates: date of payment or 61st day from the date of invoice. Hi Anna. Yes or no? Date of payment or 61st day. What is the date of payment, bachcho? Advance 17th June or 61st day is what? What is the invoice? It was received from transporter on 22nd July. Ooh. So 22nd July plus 61 days. है ना बच्चों? Advance payment. Done now. You have already covered it. 61st plus 61st day or plus. ठीक है everybody? So answer is what? 17th June. Just let's check that. Then not given the entire story. So time of supply of service taxable under RCM is earlier of two dates: date of payment or 61st date from the date of issue of invoice. Now your date of payment is before, preceding means before this, therefore that's what date of payment, that is 17th June. ठीक है? All of you okay na? You can obviously show that 61st day is what? So earlier of 17th June or whatever that day will comes to, 17th June. There was nothing challenging as such, just it was RCM. Done? Sixth. Raju Private Limited receives the order and advance payment on 5th January for carrying out architectural design job. Architectural, but you'll say it, bacho, service. It delivers the designs. This is bacho, service on 23rd April. Okay. This is forward charge, no problem. Okay? Forward charge. In forward charge, what all do we check? Forward charge service. First thing we check. Service. What do we check? For time of supply. All of you tell me. Whether the invoice was issued within due date or not. Ha ya na? Oh nalayako. Correct na? Within 30 days or not of provision of service. If provided within due date, then date of invoice or payment date. If not provided, then date of provision of service or payment, whichever is earlier. Yes, Chelia? So check. Advance 5th January, that is no problem. So advance but will be taxable, this much you should understand. It delivers the design on 23rd April. So if you want, I'll just write down here. Check here. Date of payment, or I should write the word receipt. Okay? Is what? 5th Jan. Date of service, provision of service, 23rd April. है ना बच्चों? and date of invoice after 30 days of 23rd April. What is the answer, but you know this now. Come on. What is the answer? 5th January. But yes, you'll have to tell the entire story. You'll have to give section 31. And then section 13, na? 31 and 13. Is it right for service? Yes or no? Done? Therefore, you can say earlier of 5th January or 23rd April. If you want, you can write down this. Write down, बच्चों. Done. So answer is what? 5th January. Question number 6. ठीक है. Invoice not issued. So date of service or payment. ठीक है. Fine. All right. Investigation shows that 150 cartons of ceramic capacitors were dispatched on 2nd August. Dispatched. Okay. But no invoice was raised. And the transaction dispatch of cartons means your goods, were not entered in the accounts. There was no evidence of receipt of payment also. So for a forward charge mechanism for goods, what do we have? Invoice date or invoice issue date, whichever is earlier. Correct, earlier. Not available, then what, bachcho? Were dispatched on, okay. What is the time of supply of 150 cartons for the purpose of payment of tax? That we'll have to check the date on which the recipient receives the goods. Check the wordings. We need to have the residual case also. This is services. I want goods. This one. Yes, Celia? If we don't have what, bachcho? Any kind of what was not available? Invoice is not available, na? Anything is not available from the supplier side. Then, date of entry of goods in the books of accounts of the recipient of the goods. है ना? So question number 7. Let's check the answer. Date of invoice or due date of invoice. Invoice has not been issued. The time of supply, bachcho. Okay. The time of supply for this purpose will be the last day on which the invoice is required to be issued. Underline this, star mark this. Yes, Celia? What will be the time of supply? Invoice date or invoice due date, na? Invoice is not issued, so invoice due date. And what is invoice due date? On or before removal of goods. है ना बच्चों? Good. So 2nd August. The time of supply बच्चों for this purpose will also be taken as 2nd August. That is date when the invoice should have been issued. Fine till here? Done? 8th. An order is placed on Ram and Company on 18th August. Placed on for supply of consignment of customized shoes. Ram gets the consignment ready and informs the customer and issues the invoice on 2nd December. Ready. Okay. The on 2nd December. Acha, invoice date is 2nd December. Oh. Okay. The customer collects the consignment. Okay. है ना? It is not movement of goods ना बच्चों. It is not movement of goods now. So again, as per section 31, if the goods are not moving, so by when you have to make the invoice? On or before making the goods available to the recipient. है ना? Making available. Issues the invoice on 2nd December. He keeps the consignment ready na. Okay. The customer collects the consignment from premises of Raman on 7th December and electronically transfers the payment on the same date. Payment is what bacho? 7th December. Which is entered in the accounts on the next day, 8th December. Arey yaar. What is the time of supply for shoes for the purpose of the payment of tax? Okay. And forward charge mechanism goods. Invoice date or invoice issue due date, whichever is earlier. What is the answer? Second December, बच्चों. हाँ या ना? Because that is your date of invoice. बोलो हाँ या ना? All of you tell me. Everybody. बच्चों. Question number 8. Let's check. Time of supply, date of invoice or due date of invoice. In this case, invoice is issued before the removal of goods and whatever. So it is before, that is also okay. That is within the time limit. Therefore, the time of supply bacho will be the date of issue of invoice, which is 2nd December. Fine. Done? Everybody? 9th. Meal coupons are sold to a company on 9th August for being distributed to the employees of the said company. The coupons are valid for 6 months and can be used against purchase of food items. But which food items we don't know. The employees use them in various stores and various edible items on different dates throughout 6 months. Supply not identifiable. So bacho, date of redemption. Redemption means use. ठीक है? Find it. A firm of advocates issues invoice for services to ABC Limited on 17th Feb. RCM. Services RCM. Date of payment or 61st day. The payment is contested, means argued, litigation, on the ground that on account of negligence of the firm, the company's case was dismissed. The court. The dispute drags and finally payment is made on 3rd November. Identify the time of supply of legal services. 17th Feb, 61st day. Okay, Delia? 75th, you do something in April, whatever. 17 or whatever, 18 April. Okay, my answer is what, April. 9 and 10 done. Done, Delia? Everybody? So date of payment 3rd November or 61st day. Why? Because it is applicable on RCM, by the way. Okay. Some examples, so I have told you where RCM is applicable. So that I am using that only. Okay, everybody, is it okay? Ready? Modern security company provides service of testing of electronic devices. Service. In one case, it tested a batch of devices on the 4th and 5th September and could not raise invoice till 19th November because of some dispute about the condition of the devices on return. The payment बच्चों was in December. What is the method to fix time of supply of service? Forward charge mechanism बच्चों service. Tell me. What is the first thing you check? FCM service. First thing you check, invoice is within time or no. The supply of service is 5th September. 4th as well as 5th, so I'll take it as 5th. Okay. So my invoice should have been बच्चों issued by latest by 5th October. Is it issued? No. Invoice is not issued within 30 days. So if invoice is not issued, but there's provision of service or payment, whichever is earlier. That is 5th September or December, which is earlier. That is बच्चों September. Yes. ठीक है, being earlier than the date of payment. Done now, all of you? XYZ and company, question number 12. A firm of chartered accountants issued invoice for services rendered to Mr. A on 7th September. This is a forward charge. Issued invoice for services given on 7th September. ठीक है. Determine the time of supply in following independent cases. अरे क्या है? What is the date? Issued invoice. ठीक है. Invoice issue date is 7th September. The provision service was completed on 1st August and payment bachcho was received on 20th September. Okay, pay attention. Forward charge service. What is the fucking first thing we see? Whether invoice was issued within the due date or not, 30 days. Provision of service 1st August. 1st August. Invoice, issued invoice 7th September. No. Not within 30 days, na bachcho. So what do we check? So bachcho, your invoice is not issued within due date. So provision of service or payment, whichever is earlier. What is the answer? 1st August. So I'm writing earlier of 1st August or 20th September. All of you okay na bachcho? Akshay, Nitin, tell me. ठीक है ना? बोलो. पक्का ना? Good. Then provision of service was completed on 14th August. Now 14th August, first thing I'll see my invoice is issued within due date. Yes, 14th August. So I'll take bachcho by 14th September it should be issued. It is issued on 7th September. So invoice is issued in time. So earlier of. Now I check invoice date or payment date. है ना? तो 7th September or 20th September. Agreed or no? तो 7th September. Fine till here all of you. But बोलो हाँ. Good. Mr. A made payment on 3rd August. Okay. However, provision of service was remaining to be completed on at that time. But yes, invoice is still बच्चों what still 7th September. हाँ या ना? Correct लिया? So can you issue invoice on or before completion of service? Yes. So here you have issued, okay, the invoice. Yes, everybody. So again, what will be the answer? 3rd August. For service, बच्चों, do we take date of payment or no? Yes, we take. है ना? Mr. A made payment on 15th September. However, provision of service was remaining to be completed at that time. So again, bachcho, in that case, can you issue invoice on or before? Yes. So if it is again before, so it is within due date. So again, if it is within due date, then invoice date or payment date, whichever is earlier. So bachcho, 7th September. 1737. 1737. Perfect? All of you? Done ना बच्चों? So they have written both the laws within 30 days or not issued within 30 days. है ना? And the reasoning. Done till here? But you are allowed to issue na invoice बच्चों. On or before was also allowed na? Done? It's 15 only. Acha. Ready? 3 more questions to go. Pranav Associates partnership firm provided recovery agent services to Neutron Credits on NBFC. I think it is RCM. And a registered supplier. Acha, that Neutron Credits is registered. Okay. On 5th. Just a screen problem. Hold on.
Recording stopped.
Just a minute, बच्चों. क्या हो गया? By the bank account of the company, which is debited on 20th April. So as it is, we take 18th April only. It is bachcho RCM. Just let me quickly confirm. If it is RCM services, what do we check? Date of payment or 61st day na bachcho of the invoice. Yes, chaliye. The invoice was issued on 7th February. Let me just confirm. 13th. It is a reverse charge. Recovery agent. Okay. So again, 61st day. आया ना? For the date of invoice or date of payment. But we'll take 18th April, not 20th April, because whichever is earlier. Yes, Celia? So 18th April or 61st day is what, bachcho? 9th April. So answer is what? 9th April. Fine till all of you? Done, na? 14. X supplied goods for 50,000 to its customers, Miss Diana, on 1st January with the condition that payment to be made within a week. However, Miss Diana made payment for the goods on 2nd Feb and thus paid interest of 2,000. Time of supply 50,000 bachcho. Let us say 1st January. Okay. But this 2,000 bachcho is taxable on 2nd February. Hi, Anna. Is it okay? 2nd February. I'll just quickly show that answer also. Quickly then. Chalo, theek hai, as one remains. You know to give that entire story, hai, bachcho. Enhancement, no? Addition in value of the invoice or supply because of interest, etc. The date on which it is received will be the time of supply. Alright? Ready? Last one. Munch and Wunch Trading Company, a registered supplier, is liable to pay GST under forward charge. It is given to us. Okay. It has furnished the following information. Goods are supplied on 3rd October. Invoice 5th October. Goods forward charge. Goods forward charge. Only 2 dates. Invoice issue date or invoice issue due date. Arey, due date is what? But 3rd October, na? Because you have to send the invoice on or before removal of goods. Yes, Chelia? I think they have put a very simple question in the end, at the very end. What is the answer? 3rd October? Arey, हाँ ना? Date of payment is बच्चों irrelevant. So date of invoice or due date. ठीक है बच्चों? So clear cut right now बच्चों, it is earlier of 3rd October or 5th October. So 3rd October. Done? Any issue with time of supply बच्चों? Simple chapter. Sweet बच्चों, sweet chapter. है ना? Fine. So time of supply बच्चों chapter also done. है ना? Okay or no? Alright? Okay. So in the next lecture we'll start with value of supply.
Recording stopped.
चलो YouTube वालों bye bye. Like, share and subscribe.